ask you one question, like this question. So question number 4, can you do this question? Question number 4. This this question came in civil service UPSC exam 2019. You know, there's a general studies paper 2, that prelims round, where you need to just get the qualifying 33.33%. So very important question. So actually in UPSC they asked from 1 to 1000. In UPSC they asked from 1 to 1000. For that the answer is 300. So the answer is 300. If I ask you 1 to 10,000, how many times you use the digit 7, then the answer is 4000. So how will you get this answer? Please, everyone, please try this. So here it doesn't matter which digit I'm talking about. Here doesn't matter. I wrote the digit 7. You can write any digit, and so that will not affect the answer. So if I'm asking you from 1 to 10,000, how many times have you used the digit 7? Answer is 4000. Please everyone try this question. Very, very important question. Everyone please try this. If anyone get the answer, please write in the chat box. So when I'm talking, so when I'm saying from 1 to 10,000, so doesn't matter which digit I'm talking about, and that part is not at all relevant. So what 4 cases can be there? Means when the digit came once. This is the first case, when the digit came once. Second case, when the digit came twice. Second case, when the digit came twice. Okay, third case, when the digit came thrice. When the digit came thrice, and 3 times the digit came. And fourth case, when the digit came twice. When the digit came 4 times. And so 1 to 10,000. And so 5 places the digit 7 cannot come. I hope you can understand. If 5 place digit 7 will come, it become more than 10,000. So the maximum the place the digit 7 can come is 4 places. So one by one I'll do all the cases. First case, when the digit 7 came once. When 7 came once. When 7 came once. So you can think about, you can draw 4 dash. You can draw 4 dash. In that 7 can come here, 7 can come here, 7 can come here, 7 can come here. So ultimately 4 cases will be there, and 4C1, 4 cases will be there. Now if digit 7 will come in 1000 place, then how many digit can come here? 9 digit. Any 9 digit except digit 7, any digit can come. Except digit 7, any digit can come. And you can understand this. Don't get confused with 0 and all, because you understand, if 0 comes in the 1000 place and all, then it become a 3 digit number. So for anyway that is included. No, I hope you can understand. We need to count from 1 to 10,000. So it doesn't matter 0 is coming at 1000 place or not. So that is not our point of concern. So this, how many ways? This is 729. 9 cube is 729. 729. So this is 729. This is 729 forza. 729 forza. 9 forza 36. 3 carry 11. 1 carry 2916. So when the digit came once, that how many ways this is possible, how many times the digit 7 will come once. So digit 7 will come once in 2916 time. Okay, so how many times this is 2916. Now next when digit 7 came twice, when digit 7 came twice, when digit 7 came twice, so how many cases can you draw for this? 4c2. 4c2 means 6 cases can you draw. So 1 2 like this, you can draw a line, you can draw a line, you can draw a line. So 7 7 7 7 7 7, then 7 7, then 7 7, then 7 7. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So how many digit can come here? 9 9 9 9 9 9 9. Any digit can come except 7. Any digit can come except 7. Any digit can come except 7. So this is 81. You understand? 81 81 81 81 81 81. So you can calculate 81 how many times? 6 times. And every time the digit 7 came twice. Every time the digit 7 came twice. So what is this value? 12 into 81. 12 into 81 matlab 12 96. 96 12 and 96. Matlab 972 I guess. 972 972 972. So when digit 7 came twice. See this, anyone have any doubt, ask me. Clear? Please write in the chat box, have you understood this? Anyone have doubt? Please reply everyone. Only few people are replying. Okay. So now I'll take third case. When digit 7, when digit 7, when 7 came thrice, when 7 came thrice. So again I'll draw 4 line. So 4c3, 4c3 matlab 4. So 4c3, 7 7 7 7 7 7, then 7 7 7, then 7 7 7. 4 cases are there. So this 9 9 9 9, then 9 9. So then you can see how many cases. 9 9, any 9 digit can come. So 9 4s are 36. In every time the 7 came thrice. So 36 3s are 108. And every time the digit 7 came thrice. Okay. Then I'll talk about the last case when digit 7 came 4 times. When digit 7 came 4 times. So it happened how many times? Means how many times did the digit 7 came? 4 times. So there's only one time, and there I use the digit 7 4 times. So now I just need to add them. Now I just need to add these values. So if I add this value, if I add this value, if I take all these cases all together, so if the sum is 2916, then 972, then 108 plus 4 is 112. So you get 6 8 10 1 carry, 7 8 9 10 1 carry, 18 20, 18 19 20, and then you can see the answer is 4000. Very important for exam point of view. If I would have asked you from, if I ask you from 1 to 100, from 1 to 100, how many time digit 7 came? Any digit. So the answer would be 20. From 1 to 1000, how many time the digit 7 came? Answer is 300. If I ask you from 1 to 10,000, how many time the digit 7 came? The answer would be 4000. इसको memorize कर लो. Please by heart this. If you are preparing for any exam, government related exam or CAT, or maybe any exam, CAT, ZAT or SNAP or NMAT, or maybe you're looking for engineering services based exam like GATE and all, or UPSC, anywhere, you can expect the question definitely on this. Okay, so I hope you understood this. This all is important to solve the questions and all. It is important for us to use the application of numbers. So basically, when I talk about the importance of this term, if you understand, uh, when I start talking about advanced form of counting, if you understand the very important tool what I need, that is called factorial. So 0 factorial is 1, 1 factorial is 1, 2 factorial is 2, 3 factorial is 6, 4 factorial is 24, 5 factorial is 120, 6 factorial is 720, 7 factorial is 5040, 8 factorial is 40320, 9 factorial is 362880, 11, 10 factorial is 3628800. So please remember this much. So the very important tool what we use to solve the problem on permutation combination is the application of factorial. And definitely I believe you'd have studied the chapter number. In number and all, we have studied how to count the number of zeros in n factorial. So I hope you definitely would have done that, where whatever is your n factorial, in that you divide the n by 5, you get the quotient, and again you divide by 5, you get the quotient. Whatever the quotients you get, you'll add them, that will give you the total number of zero. If you want to find the last non-zero digit, like if you see the last non-zero digit of 9 factorial is 8, like you can see the last non-zero digit of 9 factorial is 8. So for that there's a formula is there for last non-zero digit. If you don't know, you can spend some time, you can to find that. The formula is 2 to the power a into a factorial into b factorial, to find the last non-zero digit, where you express the number in the form of 5a plus b. So this all is being done in numbers for you, where you should know this concept of finding the last non-zero digit. So if I ask you 100 factorial end with what digit? What is the last non-zero digit of 100 factorial? So the answer is 6. If I ask you what is how many zeros, 100 factorial end with how many zeros? Answer is 24. So you should know this, because exam like TCS and all, if TCS will come for placement and all, they will definitely will ask you that 100 factorial, what is the last non-zero digit of 100 factorial, and that even calculator will also not tell you that answer. In calculator also, if you type 100 factorial and all, the Google also will not tell you the answer. I can show, like here I can show you this. I can show you in Google also. 100 factorial, 100 factorial. So you can see here, you will not get the answer. So the what is the last non-zero digit, if I want, it will not tell you the answer. So the reason, so you can find this mathematically. You express 100 in the form of 5 into 20, then your answer would be 2 to the power 20 into 20 factorial into 0 factorial. Solve that, you will get the answer. So basic concept on factorials are very important for us to understand how we can proceed our calculation, to proceed how we can go with our calculation. Like if I ask you 4 persons are there and 4 chair is there, 4 persons are there and 4 chair are there. So 4 person are there and 4 chair is there. So in how many ways In how many ways, if I ask you, in how many ways can 4 person can they sit? So if I ask you, 4 person is there and 4 chair is there, so in how many ways they can sit? So anyone who have the basic knowledge, you will tell me the answer. Sir, answer is 4 factorial. Okay, so you know the answer. Answer is 4 factorial. But do you know, can we write 4 factorial as 4p4? But people normally don't know, many people don't know that n factorial, when I say n factorial, when I'm saying n factorial, there's other way of representing n factorial, that is npn. That is the other way of representing n factorial, that is called npn. Okay, so you need to understand, if 4 persons are there and 4 chair is there, so the first person, whoever is the first person, maybe Aditya is the first person. So if Aditya will come for sitting, then 4 chairs are there. So out of 4 chair, in any chair Aditya can sit. So in how many ways Aditya can sit? Aditya can sit in 4 ways. Now in one of the chair Aditya sit. Now maybe Nikhil came. Now for the Nikhil, only 3 chairs are there. So in how many ways Nikhil can sit? Nikhil can sit on by 3 ways. Now if then after Aditya and Nikhil, suppose Himadri came. So in how many ways Himadri can sit? Himadri can sit in 2 ways. After Himadri, if suppose Simran comes, so in how many ways Simran can sit? Simran can sit in only 1 way, because now only 1 chair is left. So in how many ways they can, these 4 people, Aditya, Nikhil, Himadri and Simran, can sit in 4 chairs? They can, 4 person, they can sit in 4 chair in 4 factorial way. So I hope you understand. So n person, n chair, if I'm asking you n person and n chair, n person and n chair, so in how many ways they can sit? That is n factorial way. Okay, if I ask you 4 person and 6 chair, if I give you 4 person and 6 chair, in how many ways they can sit? So now 4 person is there. Now the persons are 4, but the chair are 6. So you have to understand that ultimately, even then, if 6 chair is there, if you bring infinitely chair also, doesn't matter. But ultimately you understand that 4 persons are there. So ultimately 4 person is gonna sit. Okay, it doesn't matter how many chairs are there. So from 6 chair, you have to choose 4 chair, because ultimately 4 persons are sitting. No, you understanding now? So it's not like 1 person will sit in 10 chairs. Okay, no one is Ravan or something that all the heads need to be sit. And so 4 persons are there. Doesn't matter how many chairs are there. If the number of chairs more than 4, so ultimately from that many number of chair, you choose 4 chair randomly. So that you can do in 6c4 way. And these 6, in this 4 chairs, whatever you have chosen, in those 4 chair, 4 person can sit in how many ways? That is 4 factorial way. So that is nothing but 6p4 way. Okay, so then if I ask you 6 persons are there, if I ask you 6 persons are there and 4 chairs are there, 6 persons are there and 4 chair is there. Now if I ask you, if I ask you, if I ask you, 6 persons are there and 4 chair is there. So again, in how many ways 6 person can sit in 4 chair? Again, the answer is 6p4 only. Now here, out of 6, I have to choose 4 person. That I will choose in 6c4 way. Now these 4 person, what I choose by 6c4 way, now this 4 person will sit in 4 chair in 4 factorial way. So 6c4 into 4 factorial is 6p4. Clear everyone? And so what you need to understand here, you need to understand very important thing, that NPR is equal to NCR into R factorial. This is the relation between permutation and combination. So whenever I talk about permutation and combination, this is the relation between permutation and combination, where when I talk about combination, combination means random selection. So when I talk about combination, combination means random selection. So without using your judgment, without using your brain, randomly from n object, without using your brain, randomly from n object, if you choose R object, that is the example of random selection. That is NCR. So if when you are solving the problem, in the problem they are only talking about selection, that is random selection. We are following the process of filtration, that from n object I have to choose R object. So I am following the process of filtration where from n object randomly I am choosing R object. That is NCR. And whenever you talk about NCR, that is random selection. So combination is a random selection. If in the question, if they're talking beyond random selection, so if they're talking random selection followed by random arrangement, if they're talking about, when you talk about permutation, your permutation means what? Permutation means random selection. When I talk about permutation, permutation basically means random selection followed by random arrangement. So once you select them, you need to arrange them also. Without arrangement, your work is not over. So permutation is basically random selection followed by random arrangement that will give you NPR. So this is called NPR. So that is permutation. So you need to understand, whenever you read the question, don't try to differentiate the question on the basis of permutation or on the basis of combination. Don't think that in this question, do I need to apply NCR formula or do I need to apply NPR formula? Whenever you read the question and always apply NCR. And so always apply NCR. If the question is only about selection, your NCR is done. Your NCR is done. But certain time when you're solving question, the question asks you beyond NCR. If they're asking you beyond NCR, if they're talking about arrangement, then you can apply NPR. But avoid NPR. Use always the formula NCR into m factorial or whatever, where R can be equal to m. Something like that. So it they may or may not be equal or something. So like I give you an example. Suppose like you can see this question number 1. You can see this question number 1. You can see this question number 1. So out of 6 consonants and 5 vowels, out of 6 consonants and 5 vowels, how many words of 3 consonant and 2 vowels can be formed? So how many words of 3 consonant and how many words of 3 consonant and 2 vowels can I form? So out of 6 consonant and 5 vowels, so I have 6 consonants and I have 5 vowels. So by using them, I need to choose, I need to make a word. I need to make a word. In that word, I need to have 3 consonant. I need to have 3 consonant and I need to have 2 vowel. So first what you need to do, from 6 consonant, you have to choose 3 consonant. So in how many ways can you do? You can do in 6C3 way. So from 6 consonant, you have to choose 3 consonants. So that you can choose in 6C3 way. Then from 5 vowels, you have to choose 2 vowels. That you can do in 5C2 way. Now from 5 vowels, you have to choose 2 vowels. That you can do in 5C2 way. Now suppose you got some letters like M, N, P, A and E. Suppose you got this 5 letters. Now suppose you got this 5 letters. Those 5 letters, what you get, I'm telling you, okay. So suppose you got these 5 letters. Suppose those 5 letters, what you got are M, N, P, A and E. Now these 5 letters are there. From these 5 letters, how many 5-lettered word can you make? That is 5 factorial. So what is 6C3? 6C3 is 20. 5C2 is 10. 5 factorial is 120. So you'll get the answer called 24,000. So you'll get the answer called 24,000. Now, so how to find this value called 6C3? How to find this value called 6C3? So for that there's a formula, NCR. NCR formula is n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial. Okay, now how to find the value of NPR? NPR, the formula is n factorial by n minus r factorial. So there's a direct formula is there for NCR and NPR. So if we can use this formula and we can get the answer. So I hope like this kind of question, if you think about NCR or if you think NPR, means you are gone. So don't judge the question on the basis of NCR or NPR. Always use NCR and then you see is that required for you to do arrangement. If it required to do arrangement, then you follow the logic of working on arrangement.